The day the big monster came to play. There was a big monster who lived in the sea, deep under the waves where it's cold and lonely. There were fishes around, but they were no fun. There were no other monsters. He was the only one. One day he looked up from his deep ocean lair and wondered if there were more monsters up there. He swam up from his home on the ocean floor. Maybe he'd find some friends up on the shore. That's when the big monster arrived in the town. So enormous, he knocked all the buildings down. With a fin like a shark, he rose out of the ocean. A gull screeched and cawed.
Hey, what's all the commotion?
A great tidal wave crashed onto the shore. The monster let out a terrible roar. And the fishermen looked confused in their boats to find that they were no longer afloat. Then one giant foot pounded into the ground, creating a crater a mile around. The terrified townspeople started to flee, and the monster called out,
"Hey, wait for me!"
He squeezed through the buildings and stomped down the street, leaving a trail of broken concrete. The monster was having such marvelous fun. He didn't know that he had scared everyone. He peered through the windows, looked under a train. He even checked in a passing airplane. But the monster could not find his friends anywhere. They had all run away. It just wasn't fair. In the middle of town, he sat on the ground. He hung his head down and he said with a frown,
"It's lonely down there at the bottom of the sea. I'm the only monster there. There is only me."
Then, all of a sudden, he heard someone shout.
Please help me! I'm stuck and there's no way out!
Someone was trapped in the town's tallest tower. The monster could save them with his superpower. He reached up and grabbed them in his giant hand, then lowered them gently back onto the land.
Thank you, big monster! You saved me from falling!
The townsperson said.
Maybe this is your calling!
It's good to have someone enormous around to reach the high places far from the ground. The townspeople agreed that the monster should stay. He could be a big help in his own giant way. The monster could play all day and have fun. He was no longer the only one. He had found a whole town full of friends, and they all lived happily ever after. The end.